Welcome to the DQ&Q Lifestyle Podcast with me, Marcus, and today we're going to talk about belief systems. So I'm doing 30 pods in 30 days. This one is going to be late today, unfortunately. I haven't podded for 2 days, but I'm going to make up for it by doing something else I haven't done, which is more than 2 pods in a day, so I'm going to work around it. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit, but maybe I should just carry on with what I'm doing, and then when I complete these 30 days, when if I do go back to weeklies, I'll have time to do other things I'm trying to do now. I don't really want to say it at the moment, but yeah. And also, move that over there. Hello. Close. Just throwing on the camera, throwing on the mic, and I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I've got a few other things that I'm going to do. It's because I was doing this YouTube thing before I was doing the pods, and I was watching someone, and he said, basically said he doesn't watch his own stuff back. So I've just, not done it. It is a bit cringy as well. But with this podding thing, I'm watching another I'm watching a podcaster now, and he recycles his Young Spray. It's RTM, Really the Most podcast. He recycles a lot of his old stuff and that, and I'm just gonna go through it and do you know what I mean, and have a look at what I've been up to all this time and stuff. But I did watch about 5 minutes of episode 1. It was a bit, but I'm gonna bring that back. I'm gonna bring back some facts, because see, man, like me, I'm just always full of mad random facts and facts that may not. If I almost touched the mic, then everybody, you would have heard that doom doom that you always hear in the past few ones. I can't help but touching the mic. I ain't touching it. So yeah. Funny thing is, I was just listening to some sometimes I was listening to a song, then I just thought, seeing how many views it had, 67 million, and I thought, I've probably put that 7 million on that track. There's a song by Drake and Bad Bunny called Mia. Love it. When I first started listening to it, I had 1.2, 1.3 billion listens. So I thought, let me just check it just now. It's got 1.4 billion. I think I gave it that extra 100, 200 million views on YouTube. So kill that track. I listened to it for months. So I missed the first wave when it came out all them years ago. In prison, you know what I mean? And I don't think the man them are really listening to Spanish songs that are Spanish from front to back. But yeah, that's that. Right, so let's get into it. Belief systems. I believed, I'm back. I believed boys don't cry. I believed it's okay to smoke weed. I believe fuck the law. You don't chat to him. You know what I mean? You don't do nothing with him. I believed. I had selfish beliefs. I believed you had to be selfish. I mean, I believe that you had to not just put yourself first, but put others down. So it's only when I'm on the TC that I'm beginning. They're talking about certain things like belief. I didn't know that I believed these things. For one, I didn't know that these were what I believed. I'm hearing them talk about belief systems, and that when I hear belief systems, I'm thinking of. Let's have a little drink of Pepsi there. I'm thinking of religion, belief, spiritual, or whatever. I'm thinking of that. So talking about belief systems, obviously I'm stretching when I'm thinking what are they, I don't, do you know what I mean? Because like I say, they're using words that I don't really know the meaning of. I know where to use them. I've always had quite a broad vocabulary. Due to my mum. Mum's always been into we've always watched all types of programs. And my mum's always been into crosswords and stuff. I remember when I was a kid, we used to laying in bed or laying on the sofa, and she's doing crosswords, and I'm like, oh, what does that mean? What does this mean? And to be honest, she never really knew what it meant, but knew where to use it. Do you know what I mean? So it's you kind of know what it means without being able to describe it, the definition. Do you know what I mean? Like a dictionary definition. So anyway, I'm hearing loads of words that I've said before, and it's just weird just hearing these words in a new context. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit mind-blowing because it's I know manipulation to mean that. I know belief systems to mean that. I just knew things to mean other things. Vulnerability, alhamdulillah. I just knew it meant, well, I'm thinking of like NSPCC kids or fucking RSPCA dogs. Probably adverts and that. Anyway, so they're talking about like, people that are further in the therapy are talking about their belief systems. Well, my beliefs are, and it was funny hearing that. Like, no, it's my beliefs are, that like Jesus, this and that. It's like to hear my beliefs or whatever, and just another bunch of words, another sentences. It was like what? But anyway, that's by the by. It is where it is. It's their group. I might do a bit of questioning, might not, depending on where I was in the therapy. Obviously, I did a lot of questioning, a lot towards the end as I begun to understand more. But I will be talking about certain things, like taking my groups on whatever I'm talking about, and then someone would like say like, "Oh, can you see what your beliefs are there?" And like a lot of times, like your beliefs, like you should do that. When you're telling someone, "Oh, you should have done this and you should have done that," that's what you believed should have happened in that situation that you've been told about. Do you know what I mean? Or you'd be saying to someone else, "Oh, I should have done this," because that's what you believed should have happened. One sec. Let me just write something on this board quickly. Just writing self-worth. I don't think it's on it. Yeah, so it's like, oh, did you see what your beliefs were there? Like what you believe should have happened. Like even to say like that was what I was in jail for, like the double stabbing thing. It's like when you're saying that it should have happened, like it should, like you believed that that's what you needed to do. You needed to protect yourself at all costs. It's like that's your belief. It's like it's not, and you fight it because you don't get it, you don't understand. So you fight and you become defensive, like in terms of like, no, it's not that, it's not. And then you'll explain it more, and it's like, well, that's the belief there. It's like, no, you don't get what I mean. Like, no, it's because it's and it's like, for the third time, you've described that fucking belief. You know what I mean? Like, you believe that this should have happened, that you should have done that, you should have produced the weapon, and you should have whatever. Okay. Like, I'm getting it now. And it's like, oh my days, like, and how these things work. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, what it is about your beliefs as well. This is my point of this, yeah? I mean, don't talk about beliefs, I touched on it here and there. But what it is, a lot of the time, your beliefs aren't yours. Because if a child was just brought up in a pure white room, sterile, it's just white floor, white walls, white ceiling, it gets fed, no interactions with anyone, it grows up, it gets fed and watered, whatever, like, you might put it to sleep or something and you watch the kid, do you know what I mean, and whatever, and what is that child going to believe? Do you think that child's not going to believe in this religion or that religion? That child's not going to believe that they're in this social class or that social class, and therefore they should believe that this political party should rule or that political party should rule. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't believe Santa because they wouldn't fucking know. They wouldn't know any of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because your beliefs are put into you, firstly, by your caregivers. That's where they come from first. Like, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. We do this. So then you learn what you should do in that situation. I was touching a bit on about it in one of the recent pods about I never knew what to do. And then knowing what to do would have been like how we dealt with it, therefore creating a belief of how it should be done, in a sense. So yeah, where it is. So where it is. Oh, yeah. So where it is. No, sorry, I just obviously people on the camera can see, but like people that are listening, I just got an email saying some mad stuff, so I'll check in that in a minute. But yeah, so that's where it starts at first. It's the parents giving it to us, or caregivers, should I say, and then we start to pick things up of our friends. Like my mum and dad don't smoke weed, so when I'm saying weed's okay, that's because I'm walking around. My friends are smoking weed. Their family members are smoking weed. Some of my family members are smoking weed. The other people that I don't, people in the community are smoking weed where I grew up. Do you know what I mean? Normalized, and this is what we do. I didn't believe the Class A drugs were okay. Like I've never touched Class A drugs, not even coke. Like not being my thing, not done pills or anything, nor Dizzle or Ease or anything. Some of the man them have, they believe it's okay. I don't believe it's okay. You know the ones there. That's my beliefs. I don't believe weed's okay now. My beliefs changed around that. Like I don't really believe drinking's okay. I haven't stopped drinking, I just don't drink, if that makes sense. What else? Yeah, so then we pick things up from our friends, what we believe's okay and what's not okay. So like the fuck the feds thing, that was from that weren't even from friends, that was from home really. Like my brothers, because feds are coming round, they're taking my brothers away, they're coming round, they're flipping trash in the house, they're even pulling plants out of plant pots and shaking all the mud off and just stick, chucking a stick with leaves on back in the, like, why have you done that? If you've come looking for like a purse or something, like how would a purse, like, rid of the teeth, you know what I mean? I remember I'm looking in like kitchen cupboards. Know where your beans go? For my brother. They're looking for an adult over 18 in the kitchen cupboards. Mental. You know what I mean? Folk knows. I don't know. But then again, I'm watching. What was I watching? What's it called now? The Medellin thing. Narcos. And them man are hiding in the walls. They're hiding in the fucking in the jacuzzi or whatever in the bath, like underneath, like mad things. Like start making me think like, oh, what did the feds know in the 90s? What were the feds aware of back in the 90s? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was a kid. One thing I've noticed about doing pods at night, quiet. Can't hear a strimmer, can't hear the helicopter, can't hear the fucking ice cream man rolling up or whatever. Like, yo, nighttime pods. It's like life's just put the soundproof on. Yeah. So the belief systems. So like even racism, kids being racist. And I'm not even talking about like just white kids on other kids. I'm talking about all kids. You know the ones there. However the racism is, whether it's outright or just some thoughts, like the kids is, you know what I mean? The kids have got it from the parents somewhere. Even if a kid's taught it to another kid, that kid's got it from somewhere. You know what I mean? That's shame for the parents. You know the ones there. But then again, then it comes down to like a lot of it don't come down to, some of it is born out of like from nowhere, but some is born out of victimization. Once again, whatever colour. Do you know what I mean? Being victimized by a certain race. It'll be local to their area, whatever. May have gone on holiday, that's a bit more of a stretch, but victimized by the local people in the area, and they've just decided they don't like, they're triggered, they're traumatized of this type of people. But then that's when it's a mental health thing as well, where it's called generalizing. When it's happened, even if it's happened of 25 people, just say it happened of 25 black guys. There's like 4 million black guys. Well, there's 4 million black people around or something. What does say for argument's sake? 4 million black people in England. So 25 of 4 million is not even a percentage, because like 10% of 4 million is 400,000. 1% of 4 million is 40,000. Do you know what I mean? So 0.1% is 4,000. So we're not even talking about, we're talking about that some 0.0 millions of zeros. That's your percentage that victimized you. Or if it was white guys or Asian guys or whatever. Or girls, what, you know what I mean? So then it's like they're all bad. Do you know what I mean? It's generalization. But then again, and a lot of it, this is where I just have to start going a bit like, you know what I mean? This is where I kick in. A lot of it is down to education levels. So us at the bottom, working class, I'm working class, yeah? Alhamdulillah. That's the Pepsi. I'm drinking Pepsi for the people that are just listening. So that's why me I broke round there this time. Me have reason. Yeah, so working class, we're not taught certain things, but the higher classes are about generalization and these kind of things, and not just placing that one thing on everything. Where us working class, that's the largest class, on we are almost taught to place that one instance on everything. It's just like how everyone was fooled about Brexit. They come in and it kept showing you like a big long line of migrants coming. Still not reached. There was millions. I don't know where they got that photo from, like where they were coming from, but they still not reached. They've been walking for years. You know, them ones there, like nearly 10 years or something. I'm not even sure. Was it 2016? They said, I remember them doing an advert as well. There's like an advert, yeah? For those that are outside of the UK, there was an advert. So Brexit was when Britain exited Europe, the European Union. We didn't leave the continent. We can't just walk away. We're attached to the continent, the plate of Europe. And it showed you, it showed you like a doctor's surgery, or it might have been hospitals, like seating area. It was some kind of seating area in some kind of NHS, our National Health Service. It's free, yeah. And it showed you, and it had like a filter on it, like a brownish or greyish type of filter, and people like coughing and sputtering. They looked unhappy. They're telling us about how they'll be saving 140 million a week, or some mad big number, you know, like we're saving 140 million if we get out of the EU, yeah. Biggest propaganda nonsense you can believe. And the lion shit, like, well, it was like almost 50-50 in terms of like what the ones that wanted to stay in Europe were Remainers, and or the derogatory was Ramonas because they're mourning about leaving or whatever, yeah. And yeah, anyway, they showed like another clip, so they like restart it, but this one had like either no filter on or some bright filter, and everyone looked happy. The nurses come out, like she's like happy to, and she's like, come on, do you know what I mean? Because that's how much stuff's changed getting out of Europe. It was mad, and these little daft things, you're driving this bus up and down, and no one ever really saw the bus, I don't think, but you'd see the bus on the news. The news was always pushing this bus. Crazy thing. And so they're pushing this narrative that like this is what's gonna happen, and in the end, it's turned out it's not even too good for us. Like I think the fishermen up north, the north of England, are like losing business and timber and all this stuff, and then they couldn't get like we're struggling to get strawberry milkshakes in McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, there's no shakes, no drinks really. Like couldn't even get a hot chocolate. It was crazy. And that was years later. I don't know if that was Brexit or if that was COVID. To be honest, I'm not too sure. But it's harder to move around now because of the Brexit thing, and we aren't saving 140 million. We've had to pay divorce. We were paying alimony or whatever. They're taking off the money or whatever. We've had to pay them some big money for this divorce because Europe is not happy about us leaving. You know, the ones there. Me neither. I must be European. Anyway, beliefs. The generalization, so the racism and certain things like this is generalizing, saying that all blacks are bad, all whites are bad, all things, like I mean, all Asians, when it's not. That is a mental health, that's not mentally healthy thinking, being generalized. You have to keep it local to who it is, do you know what I mean? And treat individuals as individuals, because for one as well, if you start treating an individual a certain way, like that individual might go that way because it's like I'm that anyway. You know what I mean? If you're treating me like Batman, I may as well be Batman. Because I'm getting treated like it, even though I'm walking around as Marcus. You know, the ones there. I'm Mr. DQ and Kill, man. I mean, Podman. So yeah, belief systems. And it's only until you check your beliefs. Like I hear people say, I don't believe like once they're racist, always a racist and this and that. Like, I don't think I was racist, but I was prejudice, and I think that's a common thing. It's just normal. People are prejudiced against all kinds of things. I think people get prejudice, people of colour especially, because no one white comes up to me and complains about whatever. Not that I know of, but people of colour complain, racist. That's racist. They're being racist when they are right. That person's being something, but they're not being racist. So putting the wrong label on it misconstrues the information. So then, because that person's not being racist, So people that aren't affected by what that person said or done, the alleged racism, people that aren't affected by it, let's just say it was a white person that said something to an Asian guy. Other white people or other non-Asians are going to be on the other person's side because they're saying it's not being racist, but they're being something. Do you know what I mean? But they haven't clocked anything because they're saying if they aren't being racist, then they can't have been anything. In a sense, it's like, well, not being racist. They're not saying you can't be anything, but they're saying they aren't being racist. That's it. But then the person that's perceived the racism has perceived something. It's prejudice. But because they're saying they're being racist because they don't know that they're being prejudiced, they've said racism because they know they felt something. If something's been said, it's attacked something that they are. They've like most people only know about racism, don't know about prejudice. Like, you know what I mean, prejudicial behaviour. So then that creates tensions because then it's like the people that when they're telling other people what's happened and that are mainly the feeling and thing and do you know what I mean and relating it to other things like they remember that time when such and such said something so and so. That might have been racism. Do you know what I mean? People are sharing that hurt now. Do you know what I mean? So the people that aren't feeling the racism of sharing the injustice and people that aren't, well, they're sharing the injustice as well. Injustice is massive. You see it all the time, protests and that. Do you know what I mean? It's massive. People congregate to death. You know what I mean? People will congregate over injustice madly. And not much else. Bit of anger, but anger is injustice. That's the injustice. Well, it's a bit of hurt, bit of sadness, and like the anger fuels it. Do you know what I mean? And protests, Paris, and that. What people need to get up on is prejudice. Do you know what I mean? Because all the protected characteristics, whether it's age, race, gender, sexuality, like pregnancy, all kinds of things. Can't really but all the protected characteristics. Anyone saying anything about them, disability, prejudice, being prejudiced. You're not being racist. You're talking about a man in a wheelchair on a funky thing. Do you know what I mean? You're being stink with him. Do you know what I mean? That's prejudice. You've been prejudiced. The woman that's off maternity or whatever, that's prejudice. Like, why is she? You know what I mean? So that's what people need to get up on a little bit more. But I digress. But it's beliefs. It's beliefs I'm coming back to. So, because we think these things don't mean that we have to think these things. Like, it's just what we, I'm going to say believe because it is, it's what we think's okay. Do you know what I mean? We think it's okay because everyone else thinks it's okay. It's not something we get kicked out of the crew for, kicked out of our community for, kicked out of our friends for, kicked out of our family for. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay, it's shared. So we'll share these beliefs, and until you know what you believe, that's what I was going to say. So like my own prejudice, like people say people can't move on, I believe people can. Not to say that everyone does that gets caught out saying something. Like, I never went on no prejudice or racist course. It was just understanding how I think. But then how I think is not really how I think. It's what I've been told to think and what other people think. It's not my actual thoughts. Because then I think to myself, right, have I have a problem with them or with that? Do you know what I mean? Like, do I not like that? Like, no, I haven't got a problem with that. I don't mind that. I don't, me personally. Do you know what I mean? Like, why did I? Or media, friends, family. Do you know what I mean? This has been pushed on me and I've took it in. Do you know what I mean? Because there's certain times in life when you don't know what to think. Do you know what I mean? Like when people are treating people a certain way, like you don't like, is this right? And it makes more sense to go with it than against it. You know, the ones there. But now I'm a man in my own right. It's like, well, that's not right. Because of the empathy. I was thinking, right, okay, I'm getting onto that person because of this and that. Okay, I am able to get onto this and that because in them areas, them two areas, for example, I'm perfect. On a regular standard, I'm perfect in that. But what if they get onto me about my fallacies? Do you know what I mean? What if they start picking? Then it's like, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, what am I not confident with? Ooh, what if they get onto this and that? Like two of my things that I'm like insecure about. And then it's people that I can't chat to. Like, I can't send nothing back. Do you know what I mean? For example, like, I have to put myself in, like, what would I be feeling? I'd be feeling, like, hurt, ashamed, depending on how many people do it, embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I won't want to feel like that. Do you know what I mean? I won't want to do that. So guess what? I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that to nobody. Like, there's no reason that out of the blue, for no reason at all, that I need to get onto anybody. Part of my thing with this person that I've been talking about past couple of pods. They get onto people for no reason. Like, literally no one says no to them. They stick it They don't like you even getting compliments. They have to put you down. Do you know what I mean? But they're like, it's not a belief, I don't think. I don't think that's a belief what they're doing. It's automatic responses. Do you know what I mean? So it is in the mind what's going on in the mind, but it's feelings. It's feelings, so feelings based. But yeah, so we have to check ourselves sometimes and to see that like what we think we think isn't actually our think. Do you know what I mean? But then again, on another scale to a degree, because that's what cultures are. Everything that's culture, like what is culture? Like food, like ways of speaking, languages, dresses, like dress sense, sometimes locality, obviously music, religion, ceremonies, rituals. By rituals, I don't mean flipping cutting heads off, drinking milk. A ritual that most Western people get up, brush their teeth. That's a morning ritual. Do you know what I mean? Get up, have breakfast, have a shower, brush your teeth, get dressed. That's your ritual. That's what you do. Do you know what I mean? Some people, every Saturday, boom, football. They're out there with their mates, either in the pub drinking or they go to the game with their friends or family or whatever. It's a ritual. Every Saturday, do this. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. So every culture's got different, but some cultures' rituals will be killing that goat, cutting its head off, eating its eyeballs or whatever. Every culture's got its own dress sense and these things. And these are like, once again, just because a child, so let's say, I don't know, like a British kid, gets up, brushes his teeth, goes to school, then on a Saturday goes to football. That's his routine, his ritual. Any colour kid, it's just a British kid, born and raised here. Get that same kid, stick him in Mozambique. Why are they going to be doing that same ritual? Do you know what I mean? Because the culture's different, like the way of life's different. Do you know what I mean? The lifestyle's different. So, same kid, just brought up over there. And just like if one of them was over here, that's why I said any colour kid. Like, it don't have to be a white kid from England. Could be a Mozambique, it could be anybody. But yeah, been that's enough talking for today. I ain't doing 3 pods today. It's pressure. I need to get this one out ASAP before 12 o'clock. I'm not even sure what time it is now. I've got time. Yeah, so that's it. Hopefully we get a little bit more of an understanding about belief systems and how we believe. So checking what we believe. So when things happen, it's just checking yourself over time. Like even having conversations, saying, why do I think that? Because a lot of the time, a lot of us think a load of nonsense, especially if you like buying things. I mentioned it before, like the sun. It's just a load of garbage. It's a garbage paper written by people that are like middle class, but the paper's designed for working class. The thoughts that they're putting in your head aren't clear thoughts. They're being divisive and they're being sensational. They're sensationalizing random things. If I was a big time celebrity, feel like it though. Anyway, if I was big and they caught me like eating a flipping, I don't know, fucking Kit Kat chunky peanut flavour, yeah? And I throw the rapper, boom, big podcaster, don't care about the law, like flaunting, you know what I mean? We've got global warming, and then I put some global warming facts like that contributes to this, that. Probably break down the fuckery of what the Kit Kat rapper's made of. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has got fucking polyhydrate, carbon, cancer causing. Getting on to me for throwing one rapper on the floor. If it's all so cancerous, you need to get onto Kit Kat, mate. They put it in the wrapper. You know, the ones like, yeah, I shouldn't have thrown it. I don't throw litter, to be honest. It's just stay in my car. So I just throw it in the fucking... It takes me ages to clean the car out because I won't throw nothing out my window no more. You know what I mean? It's a bit bad for littering. Because that's a belief, another belief that I changed. I don't believe in littering. Hold my things until I get to a bin, throw my things in the bin. You know, the ones there. Before, I would throw in everything. I'd throw everything. No matter, I could buy a newspaper. Read the newspaper in the sun, them days there. You know what I mean? And I'd throw the whole newspaper. Like, I'd probably give it to someone if there's no one there. Like, oh, fuck it, boom. It was like, I felt like I was getting something back. Don't get me started on this one. So I see people do it now. Especially my ends, like, it's like littering is almost like you're getting the government back. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're being, it feels, and I see the way some people litter just for like, but some people do it like they are doing it on purpose. They're literally putting it in the government and twisting, you know, they want pulling it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how, and it's like, you know, you're just fucking your own community up. Stick it in the fucking bin. You know what I mean? Like, let's have it right. Let's have a nice ends. You know what I mean? Like, let's respect the ends. Because no one's going to raise it up. That's another one as well. When man is sabotaging these, no one's going to raise up the ends and raise up, like, our people, our community. But us. It starts with us. You got to be the change you want to see. But that's a belief as well. I'm going in now. I'm supposed to be going. But that's a belief as well. Wanting to do that, believing that we are the change, believing that we can change, believing that we are the ones that will raise we up. You know, the ones there, like, respecting always for other people. Like, we believe other people, government, council should be doing it for us. There's only so much they can do. We need to invest time and money in ourselves, but mainly time and effort. Time and effort is a valuable commodity. It's time and effort that builds the world. They'll say it's the money, but money was created. If that person that never created money never created it, you could still have people that make bricks. Still have the person that created, like, concrete. Still have the people that learned how to cut down trees and make them all kinds of ways so we can make all kinds of things with it. Still have the people that would learn how to do all kinds of things with oil, to make plastics and petrol. Money's got nothing to do with it. Money's got nothing to do with the creativity and what we can do. We've just put a monetary factor on it and what do fuck all without it. You know, the ones there. It's the time and effort it takes to make that brick. The time and effort it takes to make that car. These things could still be made with no money. People, like, struggle to grasp that concept because it's like, yeah, but money, this and that, and who's going to pay the wages? But that's not what I'm talking about. That's the capitalistic cogs that change, like, that moves it. But if there was no money, why could someone not put their hands in the clay and stick, like, the brick in the mold? Why won't the sun dry it or the furnace dry it? Why couldn't it be transported? Why couldn't it be done 100 more times? Why couldn't it be transported It could all be done, but money is what makes us not slaves doing it. We feel like we're getting something out of it, but yet we spend all our money back into the machine, the capitalistic machine, to wear. Well, I'll never wear, like, brand names like that again. Anyway, that's a belief. That's a belief that's changed as well, but I ain't getting into it. You'll get it. I know you guys, you'll get it. Anyway, that's me. Belief systems. Like, comment, share, subscribe. DQNQ_lifestyle, the Instagram. DQNQ Fitness, the other one. Marcus, DQNQ Lifestyle Podcast.